development is. And we'll be looking at some guidelines as to how we can advance in this tight environment. And so this will form part 1. And then our part 2 will be how to have a competitive edge in this industry, in your area of operation, your area where you are making your trade or your profession, and how to continue to stay relevant, to be able to sustain your position or whatever level, even be moved further, because the environment is highly competitive now, and so we must be able to remain relevant. If you become irrelevant at a point in time, then you are no longer needed, because competitors are there. And then we'll be looking at the legal principles underlying all these that we will be discussing. So this will constitute the second, that is part 2. Hallelujah. Great. Now, I don't want to presume when I look at the theme. I'm tempted to say or to believe that maybe you are all on your career path and you want to find out how you can advance. But I also want to believe there are others amongst us who are now growing their path, who are not yet employed, who are not doing anything at the time. They are shaping quietly their future. And so we want to carry everybody on board. So I will not assume that we are all doing something and we are finding and looking for better ways to advance our cause. Hallelujah. I think it is okay with that. Hallelujah. That is the reason why we are going to the definition of a career. What is a career? What is career? By definition, career is an occupation undertaken for a significant period of a person's life and with opportunities for progression. It's an occupation undertaken for a long period with opportunities for progress, for progression. That is career. Now, what is career development? When does it start? Career development starts, it's a lifelong process, and it starts at birth. You might not realize that, but it starts at birth. Because your career may be shaped by your environment, the environment in which you grew, by circumstances surrounding your life, your background, your personality, your ability, and interest. So all these things will come to play, and then it will shape your career development. As you expand it a little, why is it that maybe a 16-year-old in the US or in Russia will contract or build a submarine which will go underwater, travel for 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers and return? And we sitting here, 60 years, 40 years, 30 years, we will not be able to It is the environment. Whoever is doing that in the US, in Russia, in Britain, it is because the person has developed or is growing in a certain environment. That environment is shaping what he or she will do. That is why sometimes some people will say that they have jump starts because of the environment in which they grew up. They have a jump start. That environment will shape their outlook, their thinking, their horizon. So environment matters so much. That is why we will go to the same school, graduate from the same school, but 3, 4, 5 years down the line, somebody has made it very big already. It is not because he works harder and better. It's because an environment has been created already for that person. Maybe within the family, and so on and so forth. So environment, is a factor in your career. What your father does, they shape what you want to do. It looks profitable, it looks good. So you want to take the footsteps of your father to become so an accountant, an engineer, and a banker or whatever. If whatever your father is not doing doesn't pay well, you want to move away from it. And so the environment matters. The environment matters. Hallelujah. And so as we said, the circumstances and so on. Finances come to play into action. The level to which you rise sometimes is determined by the finances that you can access. You want to do ABC, a program outside, a course outside, where you don't have the need to undertake that program. But another person, colleague of yours, maybe the family has the need, so you will do that program. So that's why I started by saying that career development stands the very day that you are not. Because of the circumstances, because of the environment, because of the people you meet, because of the friends you have, the companions you have, your career development, will be taking shape as you grow. It all depends on who you work with, who shares ideas with you, and what you see. For example, when I was growing, because my father was a fisherman, we were doing fishing, even in school, we go to fishing, and we wake up at dawn, go catch the net, come back, go to school, come back, then go back to fishing, and little fun. So we used to see sheep, on the waters, on the sea, just and so I had that feeling that I have to work in the ship, I have to be a pilot. So I started investigating how I can get into a maritime college or so and so, be trained as a captain or whatever. But as I grew and I started associating myself with other people, my horizon started changing, my thinking started changing, and so I had to abandon it. Hallelujah. So that is how it is. Some of us are what we are because of the environment in which we grew, because of the resources at our disposal, because of the opportunities that we have, because of the friends and companions that we have, because of even the people, the lecturers or whoever, our teachers, the people who taught us in school. Hallelujah. So that is about career development. It is not just about saying this is what I want to do, but it's a holistic development and equipping oneself with skills and knowledge needed for future life decisions. So career development is not just about deciding on what you should do. Become an accountant, become an engineer, become a journalist, become so and so. No, it is about holistic development of your life and then equipping yourself with the necessary knowledge and skills so that you will be able to shape or make life decisions later on in life. The right life decisions. Hallelujah. Amen. Then as I started saying, as I mentioned earlier on, some may be on career path, some may not. And what is a career path? What is a career path? Career path is simply the work, the jobs that you will do that will facilitate your career goals. The works or the jobs that you will do that will facilitate, that will lead you to your career goals. Of course, if you want to be a carpenter, then you don't have to be. Oh, sorry. If you want to be a carpenter, then you don't go to a pastor's school. I hope we get understanding. If you are going to for training as a pastor, then you want to become somebody else, or that kind of thing. That's exactly this as an example. So the works, the jobs, series of them that you want to do, which will take you to your career goal. That is your career path. Hallelujah. Sometimes you will be on one career path, but it may become necessary for you to switch. Because now you are, from the beginning, you didn't have adequate knowledge, adequate insight. But now, being on that path, you have now had adequate information, knowledge about that path. And you want to, stray away and move to another path. Hallelujah. It happens. For example, somebody is trained as a banker, but he's now a journalist. You see, maybe he's gotten into the banking industry and he's gotten some experience. He realizes that no, A, B, C. So he thinks that no, you'll be better off by becoming a journalist. So he moves on, and then he does what needed for him to become a professional journalist. And then he advances in that path. Hallelujah. So a career path usually is supposed to be vertical. For example, in my industry, engineering industry, and when you are in the government industry, if you enter as an assistant engineer, that is with your first degree. When you are coming in, you will be an assistant engineer. Then you advance to an engineer's position, the senior engineer's position. Then you will go to principal engineer's position. Then you will go to deputy chief engineer's position, the chief engineer's position. You see, that is the career path. So you enter as an assistant engineer fresh from school, and then you'll be working your way through to become a full engineer. Then even though you graduated as an engineer by profession, by academics, yeah, you are an engineer. But in the field, you are not coming to learn. So that is why you are an assistant engineer, a junior engineer, coming to understand, coming to learn, and translating what you learn in school, in the field. So you become assistant engineer, then you graduate in that line if you're able to stay on course. So that is your career. Another one may be human resource or whatever. You become somebody from the beginning, maybe assistant or administrative assistant, administrator, so and so, human resource, so and so. So you grow in that line. I'm just trying to give you an idea. So that is your career. It's supposed to be vertical. Once you have started as an assistant engineer, it is expected that you grow and get to the chief engineer's position, which is the very last one. But along the line, that said, you may decide to move off that path and maybe go into banking. Maybe all you are doing is things that it's not getting you there. So, because a lot of things are responsible, will be responsible for your sustenance or your continuous stay on that path. If you are an engineer, senior engineer, but what you are getting, your salary, is nothing to talk about, then you become discouraged. And that's when maybe you want to do something else, retrain. Because university education gives you a broad base so that you can quickly retrain and then move on to something else. That is education, university education. That's what it does. That's why when you go to university, you do a lot of courses. At the end of the day, you major in one anyway. But you carry on a lot of courses to prepare you so that you can adapt. You see, we're changing situations. Hallelujah. Now, we have already indicated by the team that want to advance through challenging barriers. It means that there are barriers in every field of endeavor, in every sphere of endeavor. Whatever you want to do, there are barriers that you have to overcome, hurdles that you have to overcome. So we want to look at some of these barriers. What are the barriers that you have to overcome in order to advance? The first barrier is qualification. Academic qualification. We are in an environment where book knowledge is so much respected and counted upon. There's nothing we can do. We cannot run away from it. So when you want to employ you want to find out your level of so and so. This is what we want. First degree or national diploma or so and so. So qualification is there. So that's the very first barrier we need to overcome. The very first barrier we need to overcome. In a lot of the cases, you realize that somebody is looking for employment only to realize that there is a job open, but he doesn't have the required qualifications so that he will be employed. Even if he has the qualifications, it's not adequate. Hallelujah. Please, are you listening to me? We are in a challenging environment. Now it appears that in about 10 years, masters will become like maybe a diploma, something. Because of the unemployment situation, people are just taking the opportunity to study and study and study. So now we have a lot of master degree, achievers or whatever in the system who are with us, excuse me to say that. And even doctorate, it is now even difficult. Formerly, we know, if you can do doctorate, for us, if you are not getting away, at least you get employed, maybe in a university or in a school, even that one is becoming difficult. You have a doctorate degree, but nobody is ready to sign you or to lecture. But the system is full and overflowing, unless that's your area is a special area, in which maybe a particular university needs your services so urgently. Of course, even if you have masters, and it's a special area, and university needs your services, they will employ you. But generally, this is what is happening now. We are approaching the level of demand where you have majority of people who are working, the working force. They have doctorate degrees. They have doctorate degrees. So I want to sound this that whether you have an employment now or you don't have an employment, if you have the means to undertake some courses, to secure or to advance your course, this is what you'll be doing now. Because times are changing very, very fast. So, of course, if you are in an employment, all that you need is masters, to be able to work without any problem. If you have a first degree, then it is regardless, you are not yet an expert. We will be looking at that as well. Because you are not, it is believed that you are not well rooted in that area, your field of operation. So second degree is what's commonly generally accepted. And once you have a second degree, nobody can come with any other degree and depose you. You can come with doctorate degree or you can even be a professor. That is why they say masters. You have mastered your area. So you are master. You are a master, of your area of competence or operation. So that is why they call master. And so it is important that when you have a first degree and you are working, do everything in your mind, everything possible to acquire a second degree. So that when the time comes and they say that they are looking for experts, you can become an expert with your first degree, even for diploma. But what I'm saying is that we are a nation of people who counts on qualification, not the knowledge, not the expertise. We are not looking at the expertise that the person carries, the person has. They are only looking at the qualification. Those things are beginning to change. People want to be sure that you have the expertise to do whatever you say you can do. So this we should take seriously. If you are unemployed and you have the means and you have first degree, take a second degree course. Don't sit down at home. Don't be satisfied with where you are. Times are changing very, very fast. If you have a diploma, upgrade yourself. In our time, there was no top-up. But now there's something called top-up. So if you go to a university, and you do a diploma course, you have the opportunity to top up. And then you have your first degree. People who pass, maybe if anybody is here, that is how it is now. Formerly, it wasn't there. Hallelujah. So don't relax. So that's the first barrier we're looking at, qualification. When jobs come, they come with qualification. Adverts come with qualification. They want to say. Please make sure you upgrade yourself. At least text the book knowledge and wait. But there's coming a time you cannot, have the time to study again. You are too busy. And so. Then secondly, the second one is money. People enter employment and the job is good, salary is good. So they relax. So this one, they call it the golden handcuff. Golden handcuff. Money has handcuffed you. And so you are older because you are satisfied with your salary. You are earning so much, so why should you worry? It's a trap. It's a trap. Things can change. That organization can go down. And you need to move out of that organization. And when you move out, then you will see that you will need something extra to be re-employed by another organization. Hallelujah. So don't be satisfied with your salary and sit down. Hallelujah. They call it golden handcuff. You will be trapped. Then the other one is the nature of your job can be a hurdle, can be a barrier, your career advancement. If you're already in the job, you have to be very careful. You look at the structure of the company, organizational structure. The organizational structure will tell you there's room for advancement in that company. There's room for progress. In some companies, in some firms, you have the chief executive. Then you have somebody they call the administrator. You have the accountant. You have maybe another person. There is no clear line of progression. They employ you as so and so. But there's no way you're going to progress from that level because there's no organizational structure that spells out how you're going to advance from that early stage to a higher level. There's nothing like that. Normally, this happens in small companies. There's nothing like that. You may be earning a good salary, but there is no line of progression in the company. You cannot advance, as I've stated, from assistant engineer to senior engineer to principal engineer to engineer, senior engineer, so and so. If there is a structure, there is a line of progression, then you know that, no, one day I also get to the top. Then you'll be striving, you want to learn, you want to know, you want to equip yourself. But most companies today, there is no line of progression. And in those companies, when maybe one person is lead the company suffers. Hallelujah. So you look at the organizational structure of the company, it can be a help to your career advancement. You cannot advance. There is no way for growth. Hallelujah. And also, if you really want to advance in your career, then something becomes difficult getting an employment where you become what is called what do we call it? Supporting staff. Supporting staff. This can be very dangerous for you. The reason is this. It's an engineering firm. It's a financial institution. And you are going in as an engineer. So now, yes, they do some sort of engineering, they do some sort of maintenance. But it tells you that you are never going to advance to the very top because you are a supporting staff. Hallelujah. You are earning good, but you are a supporting staff. Because the core business of the organization is so and so. But you are coming in and so. So you are a supporting staff. And so you don't have that opportunity to advance. Like those who are coming in, with the competence that they have in the area of operation of the company. It can be very true. So when you find yourself in such a firm, think very fast. If there's no way you can also rise to the top, then begin to think. Otherwise, you remain in that state, and then you can never, it can be very frustrating. Younger ones will come, and then because, they will advance, and then they get to the top, and because you are supporting staff, you are never getting to the top. And so it just demoralizes you, it kills your initiative, it just destroys you, because you are a supporting staff. I only hope that I will finish this first part quickly. Then, the fear of unknown people are not comfortable where they are, like we are just discussing. But they are afraid to leave the place because of the kind of situation we have where there are no jobs and so. Or even if they have the opportunity, they're thinking, would that be better than here? Sometimes adventure is good. Good risk, manageable risk is good. Otherwise, you remain at one place forever. That's the fear. So people are not satisfied with where they are, but they are unable to leave because they think that if I leave now and go to another industry, that is maybe horizontal movement. Yeah, you can go horizontal. That one has its own advantages too. If you are operating in an industry, not working in an industry, and you think that you have risen to a very good position, that's good. But there is another industry where you still qualify. You can work there. You look at that one, the salary level there, the remuneration is lower than where you are currently. But there are better prospects there than where you are. You better move horizontally. You don't lose anything. Initially, you lose some little salary, amount of money. But in the end, when you get there, because you have made your research and you are confident, sure that this company, has a future, you move there, and quickly you see that you are rising very fast, and whatever you lost, you have made up for it, and you are gone. And so let us not be afraid of horizontal movement. It can be very, very healthy. It can be very, very fine if you have the opportunity. But you have to ensure that you have done your homework before you move. I know a friend, a colleague, he had that opportunity. But because the position available he was supposed to move to you see, where remuneration was better, but the position that was vacant was lower than his current position, his current organization, his position in the current where he's working. He found it difficult to move, even though he'll be earning better salary. He realized that a junior of his who had gone there earlier will be a senior, will be his senior at the green power. So he couldn't move, and he has regretted. If he had moved, it would have been better for him. You see. So let us do the calculations very well. You can move horizontally, and then you have a big rise. But he had, depth of experience. If he had gone there, the management would have found a way to quickly elevate him. But he failed to seize the opportunity to move. You see. So these things are very, very important. Okay, let me read some of the barriers, and then we move to guidelines because of time. The guidelines, we have started discussing that already. The first one is your qualification. Don't joke with me. The guidelines for career advancement. What will make you advance and advance well is your qualification. It can be academic or whatever. If you are in a trade, be qualified in your trade. If you are a carpenter, be sure that you are qualified as a carpenter. Qualified as a carpenter. So qualification, key, necessary for progression. Qualification. Hallelujah. Then, this one is very, very good. Experience and expertise. Now we are running for higher qualification. Everybody is doing something, evening course, maybe part-time course, so to get another degree or another whatever certificate and so on. But at the end of the day, ensure that you have expertise. Otherwise, when you don't have developed expertise, what will happen is are working now. But the nature and arrangement of the company or the firm, you are progressing along the ladder. But when you leave that place, one day, either you resign, you retire, or whatever that is, you will realize that you cannot perform what you have been trained in school to do because you don't have expertise. And so you can't work for anybody. And so when you go retire, you go and sit at home because you don't have expertise. But if you have expertise, you are likely to get another employment because your expertise is needed. And so even as we school, even as we get a certificate, we get a degree, let us make sure we develop expertise. This is key. This is key. Without expertise, you are not going anywhere. In the firm, in the workplace, fine, because you have entered it, and that progression is there, you'll be going and going and going. But should anything happen, you have to leave that place. Because you don't have expertise, it will be very difficult for you to operate elsewhere. Because they're going to interview, they want to know your depth, they want to see your depth of knowledge and skill. Not the certificate that you carry, not the long CV or resume that you carry. They want to see the depth of experience and knowledge that you are bringing on board. That is expertise. Please, let us take this seriously. It's a problem now. Most people graduate, they have second degree, and then they come and you realize that, excuse me, they just don't know anything. They just don't know anything. Even those who are already in employment and they have gone for second degree, you realize that the second degree has not added that to them. They have not added value to themselves because they went in for the degree, for the certificate. You see, so that they will be regarded as so and so. But they have not added anything to themselves in terms of knowledge and skill. Very, very critical. If anybody is going to call you and say that come and work with me, the person wants to know your depth of knowledge and skill, not the number of certificates that you carry. This is what the situation is now currently. So please beware. Hallelujah. And so I hope you know, because of time, you know that the difference between experience and expertise. Yes. You gain experience by doing what you are doing over and over and over and over. That is experience. That is good. That's what you gain when you work in an employment, so and so, and it's just routine, doing one thing over and over and over. But when there is a little deviation or difference, there is an addition. You may not have that depth of knowledge to be able to, solve that problem or to work. That is the difference between expertise and experience. The skill builder is experience because he has worked on a number of projects, so you call him, I'm doing this, say, okay, you buy half-inch iron rods or the quarter, so I'll lay it like this, so. By experience, he will do that for you. He does it because the span, the distance between the pillars, normally for common buildings, is about 3 meters, maximum will be 4 meters. But when you have a situation where the distance or the span between the pillars is, let's say, 6 meters, 20 feet, he has no idea. If he attempts it, your building will collapse. You see. But when you call a structural engineer, he has expertise because he's got the depth of knowledge and then the skill. He will tell you that no, this is what you have to do as over here. You see that the spans are big, and then, but we are doing, you see. So that is, I'm just trying to give you an idea of expertise, or the difference between expertise and experience. So that's why we even need to be careful when we are engaging artisans to work for us. Know where their limit is. They are limited in scope of knowledge. They replicate